Hey guys, Kevin Steineman coming at you with the Mobile Minute. Did not have too many weekend updates, so I'm just going to give you the laydown on what happened today on Monday the 12th. First of all, Apple, I kind of have a sense that people are getting the impression that they're losing their edge. So I actually wrote a really long article about how, with the departure of two of their senior executives, with their shares where they are now at just below $550 when they were at $702 at their peak, of course, in late September. Also with former Apple employees saying that Apple is past their peak and really all this other stuff. I would encourage you to read the article because there's more in that than I would be able to articulate in just the short time that we have together. So if that's of interest to you, go ahead and make sure to check it out. The second thing I want to talk about is Kinvi Backend as a Service. They are a startup that basically allows you to easily integrate your app with Open Graph on Facebook. You don't need to have your own web server. They provide it for you, and their features that they provide are also very cool, as well as their pricing model is not on a per feature basis. So basically they're not going to charge you where you're basically having to pay for the features that you use, but more on a use type of payment, where if you're using it a lot then you'll pay more, obviously. But it's probably better if you read my article just to make sure I don't misinform you, because obviously I've written like 5 articles since then, so make sure to check that one out too. So Samsung, they just raised their price 20% on Apple for their processors, which is kind of funny because here Apple is the whole time suing their ass, and now it's kind of like who has the last laugh now when Apple last year ordered around 200 million processors from from Samsung. So you can imagine a 20% increase in price is gonna kind of do some damage. So anyway, if you're excited about the iPhone, then you're probably going to be even more excited about the iPhone 5S. It's actually rumored to be coming and in development, or going to be in development in December. And actually they're probably going to do a batch test run of between 50,000 and 100,000 units. I wrote an article about it. Make sure to check it out. Again, this is just a summary of what's happened for today. The last article I wrote for today was actually just tips on growing your app business. So, if you're currently just about to launch your app and you're wondering, what are the key metrics that you should be focusing on, and you're thinking like, okay, well, if I get enough downloads, I'll hit the top charts and this and this and this. That's great, and you really do want to focus on that when you're getting your app out onto the market, particularly in the first few days. I have another article I wrote which goes over just that, so you probably want to check that one out too. When you launch your app, that is of course what you want to focus on, but in the long term, if you are looking to be an appreneur, which is basically someone who's an entrepreneur in that business, and you're looking to build a sustainable business, you also need to know that loyalty and retention are equally, if not far more important than acquiring customers, because the cost to acquire a customer will always be on average 7-fold than retaining one. So if it costs you $4,000 to $5,000 to run a paid ad campaign where they get you in the top 100, how much is it going to cost you to retain those customers or those users that you just got, instead of having to pay for another ad campaign? It would probably cost you only, again, maybe $500 if we're going off the average that I just mentioned, as opposed to spending another $4,000 to $5,000 on another ad campaign for them to get you back up on the top of the charts. So make sure that you check out that article as well. I suggest that you do. And that's really all the info I have to share with you guys for tonight, or today. It's actually nighttime here, so that's why I say tonight. Anyway, like I said, there's no real weekend news that happened that is particularly exciting or important for me to tell you. But I will keep my eye out as I always do, and that's really it for the Mobile Minute. Thanks for watching.